right, so today I'm going to walk you guys through how to build a very cheap, inexpensive gate. You're going to spend anywhere from $20 to $30 on this gate, depending on what hardware you put on the gate. The wood is relatively inexpensive. What we're actually going to make it out of is these are pine fence boards. You can buy these for, at least at my Lowe's here, they're about $1.50 a board for a 6-foot board, which is super great. They're super cheap, which is really nice, and they're 1x, or I think they're like 3/4 inch, something like that, and they have a dog ear on the end, so you can really make your kind of decision. If you want to make it, you cut the dog ear off, and then it's a regular 1x6. So the gate I'm making, I'm going to make it 53 inches tall by 33 inches wide. My opening is about 33.5 inches. So I'm going to give myself about a 1/2 inch, so I have a little bit of swing room and everything else. It's really kind of your decision. That gives you a 1/4 inch on either side for your hinge, and then it gives you a little bit of gap on the other side for your enclosure to actually catch. What we'll do is we're going to go ahead and cut these, and then we'll square them up, and then we'll go back into it from there. So for my gate, we decided that we were going to keep the dog ears on the top. So I'm going to measure a little bit down from the top to put my first cross brace. And since I already have my speed square, this is how I'm going to make sure that my gate actually stays square when I build it. So what you do is you lay that board, you hit your speed square, so you have your speed square underneath, and then you're going to run your board across it. And then you're going to line it up with your edge as best as possible. Obviously, wood is not always straight, so it might be a little wonky on the end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drive 3 screws into this. We're going to make a triangle, either way you want. The reason we do a triangle is because it helps the whole thing stay square once we're done building it. So now I'll come across here and I'll do the same thing on this side. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom. Except the bottom I won't come 5 inches off. I'm gonna just run it across the very bottom of it. Same thing with the speed square. So now we have our basic structure built and ready to go. So what we'll do is we'll also run a diagonal across here, and we'll go ahead and cut that now. So the way I line up my diagonal is I'll come to the very outside edge of this board and the outside edge of the upper board. And then what I'm going to do is I'll actually take my speed square and a pencil. Go back and get that guy. And I'm going to line it up as best as I can with the angle that's here. Make a line there. We'll go down here and do the same thing. So now I'm just going to take my circular saw and cut right across that line. Now my diagonal fit right in there. This will also help keep square of the entire project. And for now, we'll just drive in 2 screws on each side. But now you're going to determine your spacing that you want to do for the rest of this. Since we're going to use this for baby goats, I'm going to make these spacings very tiny so that they actually can't fit their head through there and get stuck. So that's the biggest thing, the biggest determinant. So you're going to want to just lay out your boards and then find out what works best for you, what the spacing works, because I don't want to have to rip cut anything. So I'm going to cut a bunch more 53 inches to match this and attach them to this structure from the back side. So what you'll do is you'll lay your boards out, get your spacing. I obviously know my ends will be spaced the same. I'll get this fairly close, and then we'll flop it over on it, and then we'll adjust from there. should be good. Now we'll screw her together. With these, I don't worry about putting 3 screws in them because they're just there for more of support and stability for the whole thing. So I only put 2 screws in each side for this. So now we're going to attach our hinges. The biggest thing I would say is you're going to want to hit wherever that bottom rung, or whatever you want to call this bottom board that's underneath this. Obviously, I'm mounting mine on the front. You may have to mount yours in the back. You're either going to mount on the back or the front, or depending on what you're attaching to, just be aware of that, of how you're attaching to wherever you're attaching to, of how you want to mount your hinges. So obviously the hinge only goes one way all the way. So one way is not going to go all the way, one way is going to go all the way open. So you're going to want to make sure, however your gate is opening, that the side that you want that gate to open on is going to be on that open side that goes all the way closed. Because if you attach it the wrong way, then your gate's not going to be able to open all the way. So obviously, if I wanted this gate to open in, I would probably attach these on the other side, but I had already planned on this gate opening out. So this is exactly how, and for mine will actually sit like this, and it will actually mount into the side of the wall like that and open in. So the way I get my hinges square is what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the side, and I'm actually going to push that down, and I'm going to push it even. So that's then going to make my hinge even on here. Now, if you're worried about it being even with that one, obviously you can measure. I'm not that worried about it. This is going to be in a barn. It's really just functional. This looks good to me. The other one will go up there. Bada bing, bada boom, we're done. You also want to make sure the screws that come with it are not going to drive all the way through your wood, because you don't want screws sticking out the other end. So you may have to buy different screws if these screws are too big. Obviously, you want to buy heavier duty screws for the heavier your gate is. This gate won't end up weighing that much at the end once this wood dries out. Right now it's pretty wet. It was a new pallet that I had actually just got sat out. So once this dries out, this thing will only end up weighing maybe 20 pounds. So this will not weigh a lot. And I think these hinges are rated for 180, 100 and something like that. They're rated for a lot. So just be aware of that. At this point, you should be ready to hang the gate. I like to hang the gate, then attach my bracket or whatever I'm using to latch this gate. I like to attach that last once I get it up, just because sometimes they're a little finicky with how they attach in, where they're going to hit and everything else. I'll leave links down in the description below for what I bought. Like I said, these boards are about $1.50 and they make a really cute gate. I'll say cute. You can buy these in cedar or pine. These are the pine. If you go with the cedar, they're a little bit more expensive, but cedar is more rot resistant. So if this is going to be outside and you don't plan on staining or painting it, then I would go with cedar. But if you plan on staining it or painting it, or if it's inside, like this one's going on the inside of my barn, I would go with the pine because they're super cheap. And like I said, if you did want to put a stain on this, it's going to pop really nicely. If you aren't already subscribed to my channel, subscribe, like the video below if you like this video, and also check out my vlogs. You'll get to see me actually hang this gate in one of my other vlogs. Thanks for watching. See you next time.